Hello YouTube, Henry here. Today we're going to do another review of Windows Phone 8.1 update. Well, this is just a preview, so it's not the final version. Before we get started, I'd like to apologise for my nose. There will be a fair bit of sniffling. It's a medical condition, so it's acting up a bit more than it would normally. Excuse me. Right. As you can see, we'll start off with the start screen, and as you can see from there, the transparent tiles. Now at the moment, not all tiles are transparent. Some of these are just icons, they're not live tiles, because of an app that you can download from the store that replaces some of the tiles. Excuse me, yeah, replaces some of the tiles. So, as you can see, things like Facebook, Nokia Drive, Nokia Here Maps, and things like that. So you can use your own start screen. For the purpose of this video, just to show you what I mean, is if we go into settings, right, starting theme, and we choose photo, and if we go into backgrounds, and let's see what we can pick. We'll pick this one here. And as you can see there, it shows up in the background. Now this was one of the most sought after updates users wanted, because they didn't like the fact that the accents all the time, the accent colours. So I suppose it's good, as long as other developers of the apps, the other developers of apps allow transparency within their tiles. And thanks to my sister there, I can show you the notification bar in a minute, and it goes down. And as you can see, not all apps at the moment support transparency. What else? The notifications, right? So like if I'm correct, it is on Android. I don't know about iOS. I can't remember if you pull down from the top or the bottom. But if you pull down from the top, there's the notification window. As you can see where it says Wi-Fi, that's, you can turn the Wi-Fi on and off, Bluetooth on and off. Since I'm using the Windows PC to project this screen, I'm not going to turn that off. And the one at the end obviously is brightness. Now you can see a message from your sister on WhatsApp. Obviously, if I just put my finger on it and swipe it, just remove it and pull up the notification bar. I'll answer that in a bit. The store's changed quite a bit as well. They've updated it to look more like Windows 8.1, update 1, whichever. Obviously, with this being a preview, and I suppose this Windows app being like a, I don't know if it's beta or it's proper actual app, I don't know. But as you can see, it slows a bit, it stutters a bit. So featured apps, obviously self-explanatory, along the top 3 apps, top 3 games, new and rising games. Obviously it's just a store similar. I suppose one of the good things about this as well is Microsoft is trying to, that if games are made, I don't know about apps, but if games are made, that once you purchase them on either Windows 8 or Windows Phone 8.1, that if the app's available on the, well, the game's available on the other, okay, sorry, let's say it this way. So it's like if you buy a game on Windows 8.1 PC and that game is available for Windows Phone 8.1, that once you've purchased it on the Windows 8.1, that you will be able to install it and not pay for it again on Windows Phone 8.1. So you'll only have to buy one copy. Now, what else is, I don't think there's anything else is new on the actual screen, as you can see, apart from the transparencies. Now, if we move along, obviously they've added the games to the application list now, which I don't like really. I prefer them to be in the games list, which I will show soon. But obviously everything else is just the same. If we come down to here, there, transparency tiles. That's an app that you can download from the store that allows you to allow transparency on some of the tiles. Well, it replaces the tiles with transparency ones. Things like Nokia Drive and Nokia Maps, Facebook, and I do believe Twitter and one or two others as well. But I'm not going. Well, we'll click it and I'll show you anyway. It's not part of the operating system, but you know, I'll just show you what I mean. So all these apps here are the ones you can have transparency tiles on. Tap Talk, yeah, there's that. There's Tap Talk, sorry, and all these here. So if you use Windows Phone and you're on the 8.1 beta, if you don't know about it, 8.1 preview, sorry, and don't know about it, there's the app there. Right, so we will go into settings now. Now we'll go back into starting theme. As you've seen, I've showed you the picture, which I'm just going to replace it back to the other one I had before, which was that one. I don't know why I like that one, but I do. Right, now we'll go down. On Windows Phone 8.1, because of the demand, because of how it was on the high-end screen sizes, like things like on the 1020 and the ones after that and the Nokias, they allowed the third row column, whichever one you want to call it. And since it was popular on them and users wanted it on their phones as well, with 8.1 it's going to be a reality. The thing about this is though, right, is on the smaller size screens, like mine for instance, which is a 4.3 inch screen, they shrink the size of the tiles by a short amount so you can fit that third row on. Obviously you can't see it on the screen due to the fact that, you know, it's projected on the TV. Yeah, but you know, it's fine. I've gotten used to it. I've gotten used to the smaller tiles and everything like that, so it's fine for me. But I do believe there are some that, you know, don't like it, so they've left it at the side of just the two columns. Ringtones and sounds, that's the same. Email setups, accounts, that's the same. Lock screen, that's the same. See, nothing much has changed at the moment due to the fact that this is only a preview. And here we have Wi-Fi Sense, which allows us to connect to hotspots and share Wi-Fi networks that you obviously select. One thing I do want to point out is if anybody people comment on why I'm not showing Cortana. If you've seen the other video, I live in the UK. Well, basically live outside the US, so therefore we cannot get Cortana. There is a way to get it, but it's mainly on Nokia or Nokia, depending on where you're from, devices. On the 8X, there's something with I think it's the ROM. I'm not sure if it's the ROM. Something on the 8X that prevents us from being able to use Cortana outside the US on these phones. So I'll go back, manage. That gives you a list of, excuse the bottom one, that was my sister's. Yeah, it keeps a list of their Wi-Fi's that you're connected to. Right, flight mode, that you know what that is. Bluetooth, obviously you know what that is. If I'm correct with Bluetooth, it's been updated to 4.1. At the beginning it was only Nokia devices, handsets that had that, but I do believe it's on all phones now. So I can't tell, so you know I can't exactly show you. mobile SIM. This is all changed now because it used to be just one row, one whole row, but they've put it under SIM settings now for you to state everything else. Enter SIM name. Well, I don't need one for that. Now, as you can see here, it says highest connection is 3G. Now, as you would have heard me not too long ago, I said I live in the UK. The 8X in the UK is not 4G LTE compatible. That's pretty much every other phone other than the UK model. So network select, I've got on automatic. SIM applications, that's just applications provided by network provider. Multimedia messaging service, nope, and Net APN, well, we don't need to add them because they're automatic on here anyway. NFC, well, we all know near field communications, what that is. VPN, this is the new one where you can have like set up a secure connection, which I'm not going to do because I'm at home and I don't really use VPNs for around the house apart from obviously my server upstairs, which is a pain in the arse, but that's something totally different. Workplace, now I'm not too sure about workplace. I don't know if this is new compared to Windows Phone 8 or not. But if you've watched the Build 2014 conference, and I think Joe Belfiore touched up on this. It's a way that if you're using the Windows phones for work in the work environment, it's to allow you to have work applications put on, and to only be able to use them work applications. You know, I'll put a link for the Build 2014 in the description below, and you can have a look, just in case I've got anything wrong. Kids Corner, that's the same as before. It allows you to set up apps and games for the kids to use if they use your phone or they have one of these phones themselves and things like that. So they don't touch anything in the main phone itself. Battery saver, I do believe this is going to be renamed. I don't know if it's been renamed on the Nokia devices, but battery saver, it's supposed to be called Battery Sense. Obviously you can see there my battery's on 84%, which if you look in the top corner you can see it's charging, because it's obviously, in order to do this project my screen, I've got to have it in the computer. So when the battery's low, it'll go on to saver mode, which I've got on. Over the usage, it'll tell you what I use the most, and I can limit what gets used. But at the moment, everything's getting used. Facebook and Net Explorer, WhatsApp, Instagram, games. Well, Instagram doesn't really get used, but I used it last night, so obviously it's there. The data sense, this is how much you have. Obviously, if you monthly data, which at the moment I have 500 megabytes, and it runs out on the 9th of May. Sorry, my bad. Therefore, that when your limit gets low, you can have it to restrict background usage, and I don't have that on because I'm not bothered. When it runs out, I use Wi-Fi in the end. Storage sense. As you can see here, this tells us how much storage we have on the phone, and as you can see from me, I have just the phone memory. With this being an 8X, it has 16 gigabytes of memory, and that's it. No room for SD cards or anything like that. So this is what's getting used. This is a detailed list. Apps and games, obviously I'm using 3.67 gigabytes on there. Music, 0, because I don't have music on this phone. I have it on a separate, I have it on an iPod. So music, as you can see, I don't have it in. Videos, I don't really keep videos on here. It's only the ones I've taken. They usually get uploaded to SkyDrive before being deleted. Podcasts, well, I don't watch podcasts. I listen to podcasts, sorry. So I don't use that. Photos, because, well, this is an 8 megapixel phone. Obviously, everybody knows what the resolutions are for that. These get uploaded to SkyDrive as well, and when it gets too big, I just wipe the memory of the photos. Email messaging, documents, downloads, maps. Obviously, because I've used here maps, it's a map of where I live, around the area and stuff. System. Why the system uses 4.79 gigabytes? I don't know, but it does. And 138.79 for temporary files. Other. I'm surprised that the others actually down, considering I've downloaded a few apps since getting the 8.1 update. Alright, what's next? And brightness, obviously the same. Screen rotation. This is if you don't want it to go like that. So if we just lock it, and I do believe it will not move when I change it to horizontal. But I prefer the screen to change that once I remove it, like change it from vertical to horizontal, from horizontal to vertical, that it changes with me. Where I project my screen, this is obviously what I'm using here. Windows PC, Advanced. Now, I do believe that if you use the 1520 and things like that, that you can use this project my screen on Wi-Fi, but I do believe on these models, on the pretty much the first generation models and stuff, you can't. It's got to be plugged in by USB. Right, back again. From project my screen, find my phone. Obviously, if you've used iOS and Android, you'll know what that is. Backup, obviously the same again. This allows me to back up apps and settings, text messages and photos and videos to SkyDrive. Apps and settings, this is new apps and settings because this was not on 8. So this allows us to the phone to store what apps I use to the cloud. So if I ever have to restart my phone, I can have them re-downloaded. If you've used to like wiping your computer on Windows 8 and 8.1, you'll know that you can pull all the apps that you've used back on. Sync my settings. Now, I don't really use this because I don't really like it that much. But as you can see there, you can sync your themes, app settings, Internet Explorer, and passwords between your Windows phone and your Windows PC. Now note that the PC has to be Windows 8, I think 8.1, update 1. It'll be update 1 obviously because Microsoft's discontinuing support for it. I know this discontinuing support for 8.1, I don't know about 8. So we can sync the themes, app settings, Internet Explorer, and passwords between Windows Phone 8.1 and Windows 8.1 update 1 PC. So like if I change the accent on my phone, it'll change the accent on the PC as well. So if I have passwords that I use to get into apps on my phone, I suppose it would, like if you use the same things on your Windows 8 PC, that you won't have to add them. Correct me if I'm wrong, I'm not sure. Driver mode, well I don't have a car, so don't drive, so don't need that. Location on, well we all know what location's on because you get the same with iOS and Android. Advertising ID, I can't explain what this one is properly at the moment because I'm not entirely sure. But as you can see there, if I reset it, it makes it harder for apps to connect to past activities with your future ones. So go figure. Date and time, we know what that is. Keyboard, language, region, they're all the same. Feedback, yep. Speech, yep. Basic use, yes. Phone updates, yep. About, just to show you, there, Windows Phone 8.1 and Windows Phone 8X by HTC. So you know. Alright, and along. These are all pretty much the same. With Windows Phone 8.1, you will be getting an Explorer 11. What you know, maps, messaging, office, people, phone, photos, and camera. They're all pretty much the same. Right. Now, I'll see if this works. See, with the camera, they've changed it as well. Right, you'll have to excuse the mess. I've been working down here. They've changed it as well. So you can have all these in the viewfinder down here. It's pictures, camera, flash, and I think that I'm not sure if that's the burst mode. One of them's the burst mode or something like that. We can set up the settings. Right, what else can I show you? And with this now, is it gives it, as you can see there, what we would do is we'd grab it, swipe down, or we could just press the X and come back. Now we're going to Google. Now, with other, it's when you use other, it means that whatever sites you use on your Windows PC, you can use on your phone as well. And if we click this new tab and we put in Google again and go there. Now, if we obviously it's the same as last time, you can just press it, click it. They've changed the layout of this as well. There's favorites, add to favorites, find on page, share to page, blah 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 blah. Another thing, oops, wasn't meant to do that. Another thing with Windows Phone 8.1 is the ability to, once I remember how you do it, the ability to have in private browsing, as you can see there. But we're not going to use this because we have no need. So back to there. Now there are a few problems, as you're going to be able to see here. Is the apps don't update properly at the moment. You can see by the time at the top it says 12:08, and as you can see by the HTC app it's 11:50. So the apps don't update properly at the moment. Right, I'm going to leave it there for now, and if you have any comments, please let me know. And once more updates come, I'll do more videos. Until then, this is Henry Gray signing off. Bye.